Right now at noon, a statewide state of emergency remains in effect as people begin cleaning up the damage left behind by tornadoes and flooding.
This is News 3 at noon.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mark Kane. Governor Scott Walker is continuing his tour of storm damage in the state. He's in Fond du Lac County right now. Communities across Wisconsin are cleaning up from damage left behind by flooding and tornadoes. State emergency officials say 20 counties have been affected by flooding over the last 10 days. Yesterday, the governor declared a statewide state of emergency, directing state agencies and the Wisconsin National Guard to help local authorities as needed. And the National Weather Service will also have teams out today looking at weather damage across the state. They'll visit Marquette and Green Lake counties where there may have been tornadoes earlier this week. For insurance purposes, the official Weather Service report is important. There were 8 confirmed tornadoes in Wisconsin Tuesday, one in the village of Brownsville. That's near the Dodge and Fond du Lac County lines. The Weather Service says an EF1 tornado touched down, so wind speeds were up to 110 miles an hour. Power was restored late last night, but State Highway 49 in that area remained closed this morning. Let's head over to the Weather Center. Meteorologist Dave Caulfield has a look at those storms. Quite an outbreak of twisters.
Oh, yeah. 8 so far, and that number could go up as NWS survey teams do look at Marquette and Green Lake counties over the next few hours. But 7 tornadoes in our area. The 8th was on the Calumet and Fond du Lac County lines. So the strongest one was just west of Brownsville, an EF2 tornado with max winds of 125 miles per hour. The good news here is that no one was injured and no one was killed in these tornadoes. Lots of rural area up in that area, so that is at least the good news, and that number of tornadoes could certainly go up as the afternoon goes on. Live look in Madison, the WISC-TV Skycam showing partly sunny skies. 67 degrees right now, south-southeast wind at 6 miles per hour. That dew point still comfortably in the mid-50s. 70 in Mineral Point, 71 in Boscobel, and 72 in Janesville. Already warmer today compared to this time yesterday, and actually some of us are a little bit warmer than our high yesterday already today. Dew points are in the mid-50s, some 60s started to show up a little bit closer to southwestern Wisconsin, but still not too bad outside. Forecast first, temperatures in the low to mid-70s for highs today. Will fall into the 50s by the time we get to tomorrow morning. And tomorrow starts our next round of showers and thunderstorms. Some heavy rain is possible once again into Saturday morning, so we'll track all that and more in your first alert forecast in just a few minutes.
It's a little chilly this morning.
Yeah.
Felt good.
Yeah, some of us in the 40s, so yeah, very crisp start.
Throw a jacket on.
Yes.
Get ready for the rain. All right, Dave, we'll check back in a few minutes. Some people living in the Sauk County community of Rock Springs were evacuated this morning. This is just outside of Reedsburg. Emergency officials expect the Baraboo River to crest there late tomorrow afternoon. They're expecting the river at North Freedom to crest early Saturday morning, and in Baraboo, officials believe the river will crest late Saturday afternoon. There's a shelter at Reedsburg High School in Sauk County. The Red Cross also has shelters in Montello at the elementary school there, West High School in Madison, Waniwak High School, and Elroy Elementary School. People who need cleanup kits can pick those up at the Reedsburg locations, as well as the Red Cross office in Madison on Sheboygan Avenue. Back here in Dade County, all 4 big lakes in the Madison area are at historic highs following the rain we've seen recently. The Sheriff's Department is recommending people stay off the water for now for safety reasons. Slow no-wake rules are in effect for all 4 lakes, Mendota, Monona, Wabisa, and Kaganza. The DNR says those rules help reduce the severity of even more flooding and protect property along the lakes. It's not the first holiday weekend this summer to be affected by the high water. You might remember slow no-wake rules were also into effect for the 4th of July. The DNR knows that these orders can be frustrating for boaters hoping to enjoy the holiday weekend on the water, but they hope they understand why.
Water's very destructive, so anytime you have the wake that would be coming from the boats can essentially affect that as far as any of the shorelines around Madison. So,
Rock County has also issued a slow no-wake order for long stretches on the Rock River. News 3 will continue to update you on the conditions of cities and towns all across the state. We will share all new information on air and online at channel3000.com. Sank in a Missouri lake, killing 17 passengers in July, could face criminal charges. The Coast Guard found probable cause that he was negligent since he told passengers they did not need life jackets. The amphibious boat can drive on land but sank in a lake after it capsized in a storm. Workers had to lift it from 80 feet below the lake surface. 9 of the people who died were part of the same family. None of the victims were wearing life jackets. Several families of the deceased are suing Ride the Ducks in a civil suit. Well, Arizona is saying goodbye to Senator John McCain today before his final trip to Washington. Thousands of people, including former Vice President Joe Biden and 24 sitting U.S. senators, are attending today's memorial service. Chris Martinez has the latest from Phoenix.
Arizonans are preparing to say their final goodbye to Senator John McCain. Today, they celebrate the life of the 6-term senator at a service at North Phoenix Baptist Church. American flags line the route McCain's hearse is taking to the church. Former Vice President Joe Biden is among those eulogizing the senator and remembering a friend. Arizona Cardinals wide receiver Larry Fitzgerald will also speak.
I've had a wonderful relationship with him and his family for quite a while, and he's been a wonderful mentor to me.
Today's memorial service is the final event in Senator McCain's adopted home state of Arizona. On Wednesday, about 15,000 people filed past the senator's casket at the state capitol. Many waited in line late into the night.
I really feel like he did a good job trying to work across the aisle, and I really appreciate it. So.
Okay, well, he's my dad.
Oh, really?
4 of McCain's children were there to thank mourners. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Phoenix, Arizona.
And later today, Senator McCain's casket will be flown to Washington, D.C. He will lie in state in the U.S. Capitol Rotunda tomorrow. There's another memorial service set for Saturday at the National Cathedral in Washington, D.C. There's more to come on News 3 at noon. I'm next. We'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
If you think all sliders are created equal, you've never tried ours. And yes, we have the recipe just in time for the holiday weekend. With Labor Day right around the corner and everybody getting back to their routine, we thought we'd whip up a one-pan dish that's perfect for the holiday or a quick weeknight dinner. I'm talking about sliders, but not just any sliders. Let me show you what sets these apart. We start by sauteing some chopped onion in a bit of butter until they're tender. Once they are, we add some Dijon mustard, Worcestershire sauce, and a few poppy seeds. Now, after cutting a package of Hawaiian rolls in half, we place the bottom part in a baking dish and spoon some of the onion mixture onto it. On top of that goes some thinly sliced deli ham and some Swiss cheese. Okay, the top half goes back on, and we'll sprinkle it with the rest of the onion mixture. Right before it's time to serve, cover it tightly with foil and bake it off until the cheese is melted and everything is warmed through. Then all you have to do is cut it into sliders. Let me assure you, these are the most flavor-packed and the cutest sliders you've ever had. I really think the best part of these is that we can make them ahead of time and just warm them up at the last minute. The recipe for our baked ham and Swiss sliders is online now, just in time to impress your family and friends this weekend, or any night of the week with a dish that is huge on taste and small on work. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we're looking for a simpler way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Thank you, Howard. Coming up, it feels a little more like fall than summer outside right now, but that's going to change. And we're also monitoring chances for rain during the Badger home opener tomorrow night. Your first alert forecast is next at noon. Well, gas prices should start going down again soon, and airlines are hoping to entice you in late summer trips. Here's Diane King Hall with today's Money Watch report.
Amazon reaches a new milestone. The company's stock hit $2,000 per share for the first time in early market action today. Investors snapped up shares after Morgan Stanley boosted its price target. Americans kept up spending in July. According to the Commerce Department, personal spending rose 0.4%, marking the 6th month in a row of growth. Household spending increased thanks to a stronger job market and tax cuts. Meanwhile, AAA is predicting gas prices will begin to drift lower soon. The nation's average currently stands at about $2.84 a gallon for regular gas, but that should come down by about 13 cents in the coming weeks. Relief at the pump is expected as crude oil prices trend lower and refineries switch to winter blend fuel, which is cheaper to produce than summer blends. And airlines are hoping to cash in on end-of-summer travel fever. Norwegian Air is offering fares from the U.S. to Europe and other global destinations for under $100. For instance, one-way flights from New York to some cities in France are just $69. Newark to Paris is a little more at $129. People can purchase tickets until September 5th for travel between October and March. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Diane King Hall.
Diane, thank you. The Dow Industrial is down 92 points at the noon hours. The NASDAQ, however, up over 9 points. Q106 Farm Director Pam Yankee out of the radio barn for a couple of weeks, so here are your farm numbers. Dave Caulfield's here now. Another nice day, 2 in a row. We'll take them.
Yeah, I hope we could get 3. Unfortunately, after we get past Friday afternoon, that's not going to look likely. Visible cloud track, a little bit of onshore flow from Lake Michigan showing the clouds on the increase, but still plenty of sunshine. And those clouds not going to be productive in that they're not going to cause any rain. We don't have to worry about rain or storms until we get into tomorrow afternoon. That's when our first chance of showers and storms arrives across southern Wisconsin. Really another quiet day across much of the upper Midwest with high pressure still in control, and we definitely need it because we are still about 6.5 inches ahead of schedule for this month in Madison, about 3 inches ahead of schedule in La Crosse, and more than that in Green Bay. And wouldn't you know it, there's still some dry spots in Wisconsin. We need to get the rain that has affected south central and southern Wisconsin a little bit farther up north to help them with their moderate drought that is being observed. But other than that, I don't think we're going to see the drought monitor come into our neck of the woods for quite some time. And we just don't need any more rain, but Mother Nature keeps providing us opportunities, unfortunately, up to close to 10.5 inches of rain in Madison. The last couple of days we've been rain-free, which is good, but still we're in second place once again. That's 3 times this year that we've gotten into second place in the wettest or snowiest month. This time it's August, 10.5 inches basically. Not going to catch that first place record back in 2007 of over 15 inches of rain. And folks, we don't want to, that's for sure. Downtown Madison on the Edgewater Skycam, looking at partly sunny skies. We definitely do see those puffy cumulus clouds. Forecast high of 73 for today, still about 5 degrees below normal for this time of year. Right now, temperatures still in the 60s in Madison and in Watertown, into the 70s in Janesville, Monroe, Mineral Point, and closer to Boscobel, Lone Rock as well. Dew points in the mid-50s generally, so still comfortable, a little bit more on the humid side for spots closer to southwestern Wisconsin where dew points are in the 60s. You can see that onshore flow causing temperatures to stay a little bit cooler once again today, and also to bring us those clouds that we are currently observing. So our high temperature trend, we will start to see those temps move into the 80s by next week. and I think staying in the 80s until we get to the middle of next week. Then we'll be back into the 70s, but we really need to talk about the rain chances, unfortunately. So high pressure still in control for today. A couple of clouds. Showers avoid us until we get into tomorrow afternoon. There could be a quick shower or thunderstorm. Future Track not too optimistic about that. For the start of the Badger game, maybe a shower or two, nothing too significant. I think the heavy rain holds off until the overnight hours of Friday into Saturday, when the forcing is a little bit better, and that could bring us anywhere from 1 inch to 1.5 inches, possibly even close to 2 inches of rain, which is the exact opposite of what the doctor ordered, that's for sure. So your 7-day forecast showing things staying in the 80s, and next week, I really do hope I'm wrong, folks, which I usually don't say, but next week a stationary front could be setting up over southern Wisconsin, bringing us more chances for showers and storms and more chances for heavy rain. Unfortunately, that's the way it's looking right now, but at least today we are dry, and for the first half of tomorrow, we'll be dry as well. Then we have to get those umbrellas out once again.
And those rain totals for the month, that's from the airport.
That's from the airport.
West of there, 15 inches.
Other spots, 15, even 20 inches wouldn't surprise me at this point.
No more rain.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we can't do anything about that, can we?
Unfortunately. Yeah.
All right, Dave, thank you. There's more to come on News 3 at noon. Up next, Marissa DeGroot from the Dane County Humane Society is here with Bronny looking for a forever home. We'll be right back. Marissa DeGroot from the Dane County Humane Society is here with a real goofball. Hi, Marissa. How are you?
Good.
This is Bronny.
And it does not get any more handsome than this guy. Come here. Can we show them your big handsome face?
Come here. Come here, Bronny.
There we go. So Bronny is about 2 years old, and you're right, he's a 2-year-old with the personality of a puppy.
Yeah, he is just so playful.
So playful. He's got a lot of energy, but he's incredibly smart too. He already has an amazing sit and lay down, and he's looking for a family that can teach him even more.
And he's been adopted, but some problems with little kids. He loves little kids.
He loves kids, he loves people. Sometimes Bronny forgets how big he is and kind of can knock those little kids around. So we're looking for a home where maybe not the small kids where he's going to kind of bump into them, but a family that's looking to get out and get active with a really happy boy.
He's just too friendly.
He is just too friendly, and he's got too much love to give, and sometimes he doesn't realize how big he is.
I love his coloring, his spots. What do you think he is?
He's some sort of hound mix. We don't know exactly. He did come up originally from an overcrowded shelter down south, and believe it or not, Bronny has kind of been with us at the shelter, staying in a foster home and here and there for over a year now. We've been spending over a year trying to find this guy just the right family, and I know they're out there, and he's going to make somebody so happy.
And part of that problem is he's in a lot of foster homes, which is great for the dogs, but it doesn't give him a lot of exposure at the Humane Society.
Yep, he doesn't, but right now you can come and see him at the main shelter. He is hanging out with us for a while. We want to get him out there and have people meet him, because trust me, once you meet him, you are going to fall in love.
He was just laying around with you before. All right, what do you got going on?
Oh, we wanted to give everyone a reminder. It's about a month till Bark and Wine, and that's happening on Saturday, September 29th over at the main shelter. It's our longest running fundraiser, and I absolutely love this one.
It's a great event.
I mean, drinking wine, snuggling some puppies, all to benefit animals.
Great evening. All right, a couple weeks ago, you were off last week. A couple weeks ago, we had Ruby.
Yep, we had Ruby, and she did get adopted. We were so excited for that little lady.
Oh, shit.
But we do have a lot of dogs looking for great homes, just like Bronny here.
All right, let's get Bronny a home. He's a goof.
Yeah.
He's a 2-year-old, 100-pound puppy. Not 100-pound, but he's a big guy.
You're a big guy.
All right, Marissa, thank you.
Thank you.
Go to the website, giveshelter.org, for information on Bronny and Bark and Wine and all the critters available. 838-0413 is the phone number. Marissa, have a great holiday weekend.
Thanks, you too.
Go over to Dave now. He has one final check of the forecast.
Yeah, speaking of goofs, let me give you the forecast really quick. For this afternoon, mostly sunny and pleasant. Temperatures will be in the low to mid 70s, so another nice day. Your forecast first will drop into the 50s by the time we get to early tomorrow morning. Highs today, again, in the low to mid 70s, but rain chances do come back tomorrow, especially late Friday into early Saturday. Some heavy rain as possible back into the 80s for the weekend, and lots more rain chances on the way for next week.
All right. That's our time for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. In the meantime, have yourselves a great afternoon. Thanks for watching.
Making plans that are weather dependent? Get an accurate 12-hour, even a 10-day forecast. Download the Channel 3000 First Alert Weather app and start planning.